So grab your popcorn, dim the lights, and sit tight because what I'm about to share will make your spine tingle and your heart race. This isn't just another horror recap. This is one of the darkest and creepiest journeys we're about to step into together. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single second of it. Stay till the end, because I'll be breaking down every shocking twist and every terrifying detail that makes The Conjuring. Last Rites, the most bone-chilling horror release of 2025. So buckle up, horror lovers, because things are about to get seriously scary. The film begins in the year 1964. Inside a tea shop, we see Lorraine and her husband Ed. They had been called there by a girl because her father used to say that some evil powers resided in this shop. The girl didn't believe it, but one day, without any reason, her father hanged himself and died. From that day onward, the evil powers began to scare the girl. That's why she had called Lorraine here. When Lorraine went inside, she saw a mirror and sensed that inside it, along with a frightened soul, there were also some evil energies. Lorraine touched the mirror and began to see strange visions inside it, as if those evil powers wanted to take away pregnant Lorraine's baby. She became scared. Suddenly, there was thunder and rain outside. At this very moment, Lorraine began to feel stomach pain and had to be admitted to the hospital. There, Lorraine gave birth to a daughter, but the baby was dead. The moment this baby was born, many paranormal, terrifying things began to happen in the hospital. Lights flickered and went out with loud storms, things broke apart, frightening even the doctors. Lorraine sensed that the same evil energy from the mirror was here. That is, whatever was happening was caused by that same evil energy. Crying, Lorraine prayed to God to save her daughter. Amazingly, within 1 minute, the baby became alive again. But in the condition in which this child was born, it was not possible for her to be a normal human being. From childhood itself, she began to see the same evil things as her mother did, things that terrified her. Lorraine, who wanted her daughter's life to be normal, told her that these things were nothing more than illusions and taught her some magical spells which would drive such things away from Judy. Since Judy's birth, Lorraine had never looked into that mirror case again because its evil energy wanted to harm Lorraine's daughter, and Lorraine wanted to keep her away from all this. Though Lorraine and Ed solved thousands of paranormal cases in their lifetime, they always kept Judy away from them. Anyway, now the movie jumps ahead 22 years. We see John's family of 9 members who have just moved into a new house today. John brings an antique mirror as a gift for his daughter, the very same evil mirror we saw at the start of the film. As soon as it arrives, the evil energy inside begins to reveal itself. When they were preparing to cut cake together, suddenly all the candles blew out by themselves, and at that same moment, the ceiling broke and collapsed onto them, seriously injuring John's daughter. At this point, the scene cuts to inform us that this film is based on a true story, one of the most dangerous paranormal cases of Lorraine and Ed's life, which even affected their own lives. The movie continues, and we see Lorraine at her home, dining with her family. Suddenly, she sees a hand of evil energy placed on her daughter Judy's shoulder, and Judy could also see it. Lorraine quietly signals her to stay calm and recite the spell they use to drive away evil energy. Lorraine, too, begins to chant it, and the hand disappears. But this was the first time Lorraine herself felt scared, because she sensed this was the same powerful energy she had encountered when Judy was born. The scene cuts back to John's new house, where a doll begins flying in the air, right in front of John's daughter's eyes. In this house, we also see Janet, John's son's wife. While washing clothes, she feels someone's presence behind her. Later, in the kitchen, while talking on the phone, someone begins pulling the phone line from behind. She thinks it must be the kids, but there were no kids there. Realizing this, Janet becomes extremely scared. John's daughter, who saw the doll floating, now also sees an old female ghost standing behind that doll. She becomes so terrified that at night, when John, Annie, her father, and her brother arrive home, she tells them everything. Not everyone believes her, but Janet is convinced something is wrong, because strange things had also been happening to her since morning. Meanwhile, Hyder, the girl injured by the falling ceiling, tells her sister that she doesn't like this mirror, especially the wax figures on it. They scare her badly. Her sister teases her, but still helps her take the mirror out of the house. By morning, municipal workers come to collect the mirror. As soon as it falls inside the municipal truck, it shatters. The moment it breaks, John's daughter begins vomiting blood, and shards of that same broken mirror start coming out of her mouth. Seeing her condition, they rush her to the doctor. Now, everyone was convinced that something was definitely wrong in this house. The scene cuts to Ed, Lorraine's husband, at the doctor, who tells him his heart condition has worsened. Another heart attack would be fatal, so he must take care and stop his work. Ed returns home where Judy tells him she had invited a friend she wanted to marry to her birthday party. The next day, during Judy's birthday, we see her friend Tony, whom she likes. At the party, Ed shows all the guests his museum, where they kept artifacts that contained captured evil energies. In simple words, like gin trapped in bottles. Similarly, they had trapped evil entities in paintings and objects. All guests join him, but Tony doesn't go because he's too scared. Instead, he stays with Judy in her room. There, Judy sees her rocking chair, and on it, the Annabelle doll, which she had always been terrified of. But since Tony was with her, she controlled herself and ignored it. Just then, Lorraine enters and tells Tony that Ed is waiting in the playroom. Then Lorraine asks Judy what's going on with her lately, why she has been so afraid. Judy says, "Mom, I don't know what's happening." Lorraine tells her, "I know you are a medium. You can sense these things, but remember my words. Never get involved with them. These same things have ruined my life." Soon after, Tony speaks to Lorraine about his wish to marry Judy and even proposes to her. Meanwhile, the church father visits Lorraine and Ed, telling them about a troubled family experiencing horrifying events, John's family. He requests their help. Ed agrees, but Lorraine refuses, wanting to focus only on her daughter's wedding. The scene shifts to John's house again, where the family is deeply distressed. John's daughter, who vomited glass shards, demands they leave this house and stay in a hotel, but John and his son can't afford it. They have no choice but to remain. That night, John's son's health deteriorates. He is lifted from his bed at midnight, hung in the air, and an evil entity begins choking him. His condition worsens. The next morning, the girl who was hit by the ceiling watches a video recording of that day. Suddenly, she notices an entity standing beside her in the video, holding the candles. And as soon as she realizes it, that same entity, a tall man with long hair, carrying an axe, appears before her, advancing toward her in rage to kill her. Screaming loudly, she wakes the entire family. Now that two terrifying events had happened in the same house, everyone panicked. By morning, Janet and her husband Jack invite the media and share their problems publicly. Soon, their story becomes famous, how a family is being tormented by evil energies. Meanwhile, Lorraine is at a boutique with Judy to choose her wedding dress. The designer, a friend, quickly switches off the TV, which had been showing Janet's interview. Judy enters the changing room, but suddenly hears knocking. She assumes it's her mother. Opening the door, she finds the old woman Ghost from Janet's house. The ghost grabs Judy's throat, nearly killing her. But Judy chants her magical spells, forcing the ghost to vanish. Relieved, Judy looks in the mirror, only to see a horrifying sight, her own reflection strangling her. Lorraine, entering to check her dress, also sees this and becomes terrified. Back at John's house, his wife falls severely ill with a heart attack and is rushed to the hospital. Meanwhile, the priest, a close friend of Lorraine and Ed, secretly goes to help the family. In the basement, he sprinkles holy water while chanting, but the water instantly evaporates into steam. In that steam, he sees something terrifying. Shocked, he promises the family he'll return, and then goes to Ed's house. At Lorraine's home, since no one else was there, the priest waits. Suddenly, his nose starts bleeding, the phone rings, and when he answers, a horrifying voice says, "Your work is finished. You may leave now." Immediately, the call cuts off. The lights and doors lock, and the crucifixes in the room turn upside down, a clear sign the place has been taken over by evil. The priest sees the demon entering, raises his crucifix, but it catches fire. Panicked, he loses courage, and in that moment, the evil entity possesses him. The priest strangles himself with a wire and dies. Lorraine and Ed are devastated by his death. At the funeral, Judy touches his grave and sees strange visions. She questions Thurch about where the priest went before dying. They reveal it was John's family he tried to help. Later, while washing dishes at home, Lorraine has a terrifying vision. Judy's locket falls into the water, but inside, it is blood instead of her photo. Suddenly, the whole kitchen fills with blood. Lorraine realizes this vision means Judy's life is in danger. At that moment, Judy's fiancé arrives and says Judy has gone to John's haunted house. Lorraine insists they won't take any case, only bring Judy back. But upon arriving, they see Jack and Janet waiting, relieved that experts have finally come. They explain how the media had twisted their story into a fake drama. Despite everything, Lorraine wants to leave, but Judy stops her, saying, "You helped thousands. Why not this family? Even the priest's death mystery is tied here. Please help." Finally, Lorraine and Ed agree. Ed begins recording the family's statements while Lorraine tries sensing the house by touching objects. Judy takes the children into another room so they don't get scared. Exploring upstairs, Lorraine sees a doll moving by itself, but before she can take it, a little girl picks it up and leaves. Lorraine then finds a sheet moving as if a hand were under it. She realizes the evil energy is nearby. Descending, she notices 3 strange holes in a door. Looking through them, she understands the story and tells Ed, "There are 3 souls here, a woman, her daughter, and her husband. The husband husband was cruel, tortured his wife while she earned money. Fed up, the wife befriended another man. When the husband found out in rage, he grabbed an axe and brutally murdered his wife and daughter, then killed himself. This long-haired man was the same ghost they had seen before. Ed says, "These are just simple souls. Nothing to fear. We've dealt with many like them before." But Lorraine warns him, it isn't so simple. These three spirits are merely puppets. The real evil is a more powerful energy controlling them, and she cannot see it, which worries her most. Ed wonders why this evil hasn't possessed anyone in the house, since in all past cases, possession was common. Then we see Judy hearing her mother's voice from upstairs. Following it into the attic, she finds the same mirror from the start, the one containing the evil energy. From Lorraine's earlier vision, we know this energy wants Judy. Here, Judy touches the mirror. Instantly, strange disturbances erupt. The words "miss me" appear. Something always written by Annabelle. The evil energy exploits Judy's deepest fear, Annabelle. In another room, the Annabelle doll grows enormous. Judy runs out in terror, but is pushed down the stairs. She cries out and everyone rushes to her. Judy tells Lorraine there's something in the attic. Lorraine sees the mirror and trembles, realizing it is the very object she had avoided her entire life to protect Judy from. Touching it, she feels its terrifying power. They then reveal the mirror's story. It was their first case. Lorraine's visions had terrified her, and after nearly losing her child, they abandoned the case, never even discovering what had happened to the girl who first called them. Now, they decide to take the mirror to their museum, where they keep other cursed objects. They cover it with a cloth, tightly belted so no one can see it. But as they lift it, it grows heavier. Ed knows the demon does not want it removed. Tony tries to start the car, but it won't. Judy's health worsens. The belts on the mirror loosen, the cloth falls, and Jack looks inside. Instantly, the evil possesses him and throws him down the stairs. Ed cannot hold the mirror. It falls. Tony, driving the car outside, nearly crashes when the old lady ghost appears before him. Lorraine emerges, sensing something strange. Inside, the evil entity says, "Come, Lorraine, we've been waiting for you and Judy. Judy is ours." Suddenly, Judy shoves Lorraine into the basement, knocking her unconscious. The dog barks madly, but Judy throws it away. Ed rushes in, trying to calm Judy. "Fight, Judy. You have the strength to defeat this evil." But Judy does not regain consciousness. Instead, the evil attacks Ed, twisting his heart and giving him another heart attack. His medicine falls from his pocket. Tony, locked outside, enters through the basement, saving Lorraine from the axe-wielding ghost with help from the ghost wife who opens the basement door for him. Tony carries Lorraine upstairs. Ed finds his medicine and recovers. Together, they prepare to fight. The entity suspends Judy in the air and drops her lifeless. They give her CPR, but Ed weakens again. Lorraine sees the evil hand on her shoulder, but bravely chants spells. For a moment, the evil releases both Judy and Ed, but then grabs Tony. The mirror rises, spinning wildly, and falls upon Tony. Ed begins an exorcism using his Bible. Furious, the entity sets the Bible ablaze, burning Ed's hand, silencing him. But Ed gathers courage, continues chanting, and presses the Bible onto the mirror. The entity writhes in pain. Lorraine and Judy join, placing their hands on the mirror and chanting. Finally, the evil entity is trapped inside the mirror. Peace returns. Judy, Lorraine, and John's entire family are saved. At the end, we see Tony and Judy's wedding. Later, Lorraine tells Ed about her visions of the future, where they become grandparents, live peacefully, and give interviews about their cases. And indeed, years later, people finally begin believing their stories. Many real footage clips of their cases are shown. And with that, the movie ends. If you made it this far, you're one of us. Hit subscribe, become part of the family, and get ready for more stories that will keep you on edge.